Anderson.
Hey, what's up?
Where's she going?
Back to Texas, or to Texas.
Off to Texas.
Midland, Texas, yep. Another happy customer.
Yeah, awesome. Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. Appreciate you watching. We've got a special one today. We're actually shipping this truck out. This is a 96 H1 Hummer. We used it in a previous vlog talking about what we're gonna do, like building it up. So we went through the whole truck, did a full Duramax diesel conversion, Allison 6-speed transmission swap, as well as selectable two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive transfer case in it, which is in essence the same factory transfer case, but we open it up. We have different gears that we machine in-house here and then put it in there. That allows it to open up to two-wheel drive setting. It disengages that four-wheel drive setting, which is kind of nice, gives you a little bit more flexibility. But truck turned out really nice, and it is leaving today. We're gonna be loading it on Jason's trailer. Jason does a lot of private transport for us, and which is nice. He travels all over the country for us, picks up trucks, drops them off here, and then turns around and delivers trucks. But on this truck, we did besides the Duramax diesel engine conversion and all of that, we did LED headlights, the hood scoop, obviously the D-ring brush guard. We've got billet steel mounts up here, which are machined out. It just gives you a really high quality look. Years ago, like 20 plus years ago, we had another brush guard and we had a flat plate. It worked okay, but this is just much higher quality. But the runtime on this thing alone, I think, is like 20-30 minutes just to machine out one piece. So a lot of machine time just for this little part, but it turns out really nice. You have a really high quality part here. Then we threw some lights on here, some rigid lights in the brush guard, as well as a Viper front winch bumper down here. We've got the forged worn Shackles on here. These things are super strong, and I did talk about this in another vlog. I personally don't like the aluminum Shackles. If you tow off center, you could potentially like expand that out and snap that shackle. That shackle is primarily designed as like a straight direct pull. You'll see ratings like a 20,000 pound rating on it, which is great, but again, that's just a straight pull. We're never pulling directly straight in a controlled area, so just be careful about that. That's why I like the Warren Ford Shackles. Those things aren't going anywhere. If anything, they're gonna bend a little bit more, but they will not snap like the aluminum ones do. Also coming up here, we've got our heavy-duty brush guard up here, as well as another rigid 50-inch light. And then our blacked out snorkel over there. That's the offset snorkel. That's the one I prefer, guys, because it gives you better visibility for both the driver and passenger. If you do the straight one, looks cool, but again, when you're looking out, when you're in this driver's seat and you're looking out that window over there, that windshield, you actually have that snorkel literally like directly in that middle of that windshield because of the angle you're looking over there at. So that's why I like the offset. It also gives the passenger a little bit more visibility too. It's not directly in front of their face. Coming back here, we've got our search and rescue 10-foot roof rack. We've got the new Predator logos machined in there. It's kind of nice final touch to it. And then we have the rocker panel protection down here. These are the full steel rocker panel protection. This is the strong stuff. We also offer a bolt-on version, which is pretty cool. It bolts on your aluminum or steel rocker panel protection. There was a year in there, a couple years, early model like 92s, 93s. I think somewhere in 94 or so they phased out the steel rocker panel protection. So I remember back in the day, we were always trying to find those steel rocker panel protection to replace your aluminum ones if you had a later model truck. So you grab them off the earlier model. So that's why we came out with a steel rocker panel protection, full belly pans that go underneath, and then we also have this rock guard here built into it. This angle actually really gives you a lot of protection when you're off-roading. When you're in like heavier rock conditions, you'll kind of teeter over and you can kind of run the whole truck into a rock on these door panels because the door panels stick out past the side of the vehicle. So what we've done is we've extended this out about the same distance as the mirror here. So it really gives you a lot of protection for the doors. So you can actually pivot off of this whole this whole side here on a big rock and just turn the truck around on it because it's so strong and your doors are still protected. So really nice upgrade. We have the steps in here as well. We offer these in, you can see, brushed aluminum, or we do powder coated. Powder coated's cool too. Gives you a little traction with that Predator logo down there. And then obviously our 20-inch rim CTIS mounted on the Toyo Open Country tires. We've been running these Toyo Open Countries for, since they came out. It's got to be like 10, 12 years now, but I love them. I run them on my truck, my personal truck. It's kind of my go-to tire for virtually every Hummer. They're just great running tires on road, off road as well. And that's kind of tough too, because you want to get a balance. You want to have that traction off road, but you also want to have it somewhat civilized when you're on road. So those are great. I'm really happy with those. Coming back here, we've got the rear bumper. So this is a winch bumper. You can go either two ways. Install the winch or not. This one does not have the winch installed, which still has a great rear bumper. You've got an increased departure angle here. We lift up the bumper here, fully box steel construction, but your departure angle off of a rock, which is literally like you get a stick and you put it down there at that tire and you bring it up here. Whatever that angle is your departure angle. The factory bumper sits down a lot lower, so your departure angle is not nearly what this is. And that's also why we put this angle on here as well. So you have a better departure angle coming off of like heavy rocks or berms or coming down a slope, something like that. But that's why we have that kind of design here, and we also lift it up here. We also extend out the bumper just a little bit past the body here. That gives you further protection for the side quarter panel. On an older truck that I had a couple years back, I took out the whole quarter panel here. I kind of slid into something. So this gives you a little bit more protection. Customer went with rigid lights, all flush mounted, integrated into the rear bumper. We have them set up as his reverse lights, and then an override switch you can turn on. I believe the override switch is set up on here. You can turn on and just override that for backing up. Coming up the side, billet aluminum fuel doors. These are nice, fully locking, except for that one. That's obviously not locked, but it is lockable. So yeah, that's kind of a quick overview of the truck. Jason's here now, so we got to get this thing loaded up, but let's take it for a quick spin, and then we'll load it up on the truck and get him out of here. All right guys, so we're in the 96 H1 Hummer, 58,000 miles, super clean truck. Duramax diesel, you can see it's, or hear that it's a lot smoother, a lot quieter, great, phenomenal engine. We'll get into the details of a common rail engine later. I'm sure a lot of the viewers understand common rail engines, but this is a common rail engine, which is why it is a lot quieter. Long story short, it has extremely high pressure. Fuel pressure going into the engine at like 24,000 PSI. Is that right, Cheeto? 24,000 PSI?
29, I believe.
29, there you go. Oh, hey, also we got, we got Cheeto on camera today.
Yeah.
Hey, where's your hat at?
Oh, down here.
Well, put your hat on, dude. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Nice and warm.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not sure where Jason is. Hopefully he's out getting a haircut. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why it is as quiet as it is. which also makes it a little bit dangerous to work on, because if you've got pressure in the system and you're wrenching on one of those lines and it's putting out 29,000 psi, not 24,000 psi, it could potentially kill you. So just got to be really careful about that. Make sure that whoever's working on it does a proper job and make sure everything's torqued down properly for all the fuel lines. So quick trip around the block with this guy. Truck runs just awesome. Get on it just a little bit. It puts out, I think we're right around 500 horsepower and about 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. That's kind of our go-to number that's for performance out of these trucks. It runs so well at that range. Anything more than that, you really need to start building up the internals and then getting into a lot of the internal stuff like head studs, main studs, the up pipes, and then from there, fuel supply, possibly look at turbo upgrade, and then you're getting into the 600 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds or 650 horsepower range, which is great, but I'm really happy at that 500 horsepower range. And but yeah, just a quick trip around the block here. You see how smooth it is, and the shift points are like this, really smooth. It's not a rough shift. Now we can get it a little bit rougher if we do some of the like the stage kits on the trannies, and you get a much more robust transmission, fully built up, but it's going to shift harder. There are some corrections that we can do to make it a little bit softer, but part of going through the process of building up a tranny is to make it shift firmer and faster, because it's a performance transmission. But the stock tranny is just awesome. It handles the power no problem. If I was going to like the 650 horsepower range, or 600 horsepower range, definitely do the upgraded transmission. No doubt about it. The tranny just can't handle that type of power. You're talking at that range, 1,200 foot-pounds of torque, which is quite a bit of power for a stock Allison transmission to handle. But yeah, truck runs awesome, super clean truck. I'm really happy with it. Nice and clean interior. I like the original interior, and this thing just is not beat up. It's really clean. So let's go ahead and get it out to the new owner. I know he's super anxious, and I think Jason's only got like a day and a half to get out to him, which is in the middle of the country somewhere. So we need to get this thing loaded up and get him out of here and on the road. This is Jason. Jason does like, whoa, where are you going? Okay, there we go. Hey. It's a little better. Jason does pretty much all of our transport, primarily like on the West Coast, because he's coming in from New Mexico, does all of our transport on the West Coast. Sometimes does go up north and bring them down, but he's actually getting another truck. Just found out today, getting another truck and trailer. Yep. And he's going to set up operation to cover us on the Florida shop as well. So he'll be picking up, delivering for Hyde out in Florida, which is really nice, because Jason is like, we've been working with him for years, super trustworthy, speaks English, answers his phone calls. I mean, there's so many horror stories of transports out there, even coming down to like lack of insurance, falsified insurance documents. Jason has like all of his documents up to speed, full insurance that's going to cover 2 of our trucks, which can get pretty expensive. So yeah, it's awesome to have you aboard, buddy.
Absolutely. So be part of the team.
Yeah, for sure, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So let's get this thing loaded up.
Absolutely.
Get it to Texas.
trailers.
Little known fact, Sanderson owns, what do you have, a baker's dozen now of
so.
trailers? What do you have? Like, no joke, how many do you have?
I don't have one of these yet. I need a goose
No,
egg.
you do. You have one that's a little bit shorter than this.
Bumper tail.
Yeah, but how many do you have? Like, seriously.
7 trailers, I think. Horse trailer, enclosed trailer, fifth wheel.
Anything that has
Bike
wheels.
trailer, boat trailer, yeah, a few things. You never can have enough trailers, who knows?
Sanderson problems.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Another great episode in the books, more to come. I have worked with a few customers overseas that are restricted on diesel engines. They cannot use diesel, so we might be doing an LS swap soon, LS7. So hopefully we can get that. If we do, we'll definitely showcase it, show you guys, because I know there's a lot of gassers out there that want to see that. Thanks again, subscribe, and stay tuned.
Where's Waldo? You guys can spot Wilson. Leave a comment below. This is a mighty tight shirt you got on there.
Tight shirt. Don't forget to get the merch.
Who is this?
This is our new employee, Dennis. Dennis.
He's like a little baby. Are you old enough to even work?